we're all customers in some regard. We can tell when we're somewhere.
The customer is us.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like we know when we're somewhere and like we walk in, you've been to a place before where you walk in and you feel like you can hear their thoughts like, man, why do they got to shop here? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. I am so excited today to welcome Nate Brown to the show. He is the co-founder of the CX Accelerator, and he's also the head of customer experience at Arise. You may know about Nate Brown because he is all over LinkedIn. You may have seen his signature bright colored suits and his hats. He brings so much energy to the space. He brings so much enthusiasm, and he's just a great voice for the importance of customer experience in business success. Here's Nate Brown. So, Nate, man, finally getting to meet the illustrious Nate Brown in person. My man.
Took too long.
If you're wearing the shades, I'm wearing the shades.
We need to do that. What's going on, everybody?
Man, dude, so awesome to get to meet you in person. I have, obviously seen a lot of your content on LinkedIn and elsewhere, and love what you're doing in the CX world. Just love the energy and the just the positivity that you bring to it.
Thank you.
And man, it's an honor to get to meet you. Thanks for sitting down with me, man.
Oh, heck yeah. We're in a beautiful location in Roswell, Georgia.
Absolutely.
This incredible restaurant of Down to the Earth. What was it? I'm so sorry.
From the Earth.
From the Earth.
Yeah, From the Earth. Yeah.
Incredible owner who actually
man.
delivered as part of our CX forums today.
Yeah.
And it was just such a wonderful and inspiring presentation. So this is a very special place.
Yeah.
CX is in the blood of this place.
100%. Him talking about it, I was like, that's it right there. That's how it's done. That was what I was thinking the whole time he was talking about this. Like that is how it's done. He's applying the same things here that Horst Schulze is applying at his hotels,
Absolutely.
Right? That he applied at the Ritz-Carlton.
And especially sweet to be here with you. I love your podcast.
Dude, appreciate it.
So thank you for what you're doing and breathing so much good life into the space. You're a welcomed addition. We appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Yo, Nate Brown has heard of me. I'm having a moment right now. I didn't even know he had heard of me. Okay. Man, dude, that's so cool. Man, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. I want my audience to get exposed to Nate Brown.
Yeah, I'm a failed beekeeper. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. All my bees are dead. My kids are fine, though. I I've got two daughters, 15 and 11. They're doing great. I have a wonderful wife, and we're doing kind of like a little sustainability hobby farm kind of thing in Nashville area, and that's been really fun. A lot of learning through that. Just a lot of exciting things going on as a family and a career right now has been really fun. It was at UL for 12 years and then left that for a chief experience officer role at Officium Labs, and was getting to do a lot of consulting and CX evangelism out on the road. And then the moment happened of COVID, and my calendar went poof. And so what I got to shift to was developing a marketing engine inside of this startup vehicle. And I loved it. I had so much fun. Jonathan Schroer paved the way to do all kinds of exciting work that I never thought I'd get to do. And so really enjoyed that run, and started the Experience Matters podcast and some other neat stuff at that period of time. And then a year and a half ago, Arise acquired Officium Labs. And so get to serve inside of Arise now and still evangelizing great CX in the context of that wonderful organization. And then have CX Accelerator as well, which is a nonprofit digital community for CX professionals. Would love you folks to jump into that. It's
Absolutely.
Free, will always be free. It is just meant to be a helpful gift to the CX community. It's very focused on your career as a CX professional. This one's about you and your development and just admonishing, edifying you on your career journey. That's what we love to do in CX Accelerator. So I'm a student of this work. I love this space. I feel like what we're doing, we're bringing harmony. We're breaking down friction. We're bringing peace into situations that need them. we're creating community where there was isolation. And that's the power of this work when it's done well. It's what the world needs. It's what the business needs. It's what we need. It's the right thing to do.
Man,
let's do it.
That's right, man. That's what, man. I love the energy, man. I love the fact that you're making CX accessible to people outside of the walls of CX. You know, like I come from CX. I come at CX from you know, my background is UX and product design and product management.
Yeah.
And you know, I got into CX because I think everything is CX. To me, there is no spoon, right? Like everything affects the customer experience, and so it's been interesting to become, you know, really become a part of the CX community and to see the different backgrounds that people come from, the different ways that people approach it. You know, I tend to come with like a sort of like a, hey, like, let's find out what people want and frame everything around it. You know, some people come from the call center background. It's really interesting to hear that. And I love how you know, one of the things I've noticed is that marketing and CX kind of go hand in hand a lot.
They do.
That's one of the things that I've paid attention to. I thought it was weird at first. I was like, why are all these CMOs responsible for CX
so much?
You know, but you know, the more that I was head of marketing at a company.
Love it.
And I understand because marketers are trying to drive certain results, and they're spending time actually understanding the market. And that just generally lends them to, you know, having input into the customer experience. What's been your you know, experience with that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we have, some of us, myself included, in recent history, became a little fixated with CX in and of itself.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
It's a term we made up.
Right.
We've been doing this for a long time. We've been finding ways to serve our customers well. So now we have a term, which I think is nice, because it does provide some intentionality around it and the ability to have like some roles dedicated to that function. So in that way, it's great. But what are we really doing? We're trying to make people's lives better and easier. We're trying to unlock people's ability to know what we as a business do, our brand core, and then be able to deliver on that in a way that's consistent, that's trustworthy. What we are all doing is trying to generate loyalty. So is it CX? Is it marketing? I don't care. I mean, marketing creates that brand promise. They cultivate that brand promise. And we as CX professionals, we come alongside that. We help to educate the organization on how we serve through our voice of customer engine. Look at what we're doing in our communities. Look at how this brand promise comes to life.
Right.
And then we protect it. As a CX professional, we protect the promise.
Yes.
So that the business can act in integrity. We can earn that loyalty. Marketing and CX can and should be together.
Absolutely. I love how you talked about it earlier during the day, during the conference. Is just, you know, we make sure that the company is not out there telling lies. We make sure that you know, we're not making marketing out to be liars, right? Like, you guys are out here making a promise, and I agree with you. CX work is really everybody is doing CX work. And I'm, you know, I try to. Really, anywhere that I go, I'm just trying to evangelize everybody that I can to think with the customer at the center of what they do, right?
And
even in
accounting.
accounting.
An incredible job of that. Your session today was so helpful.
Thank you.
It was so, I mean, it gave such because I've been thinking more and more about how the work of CX is a psychological endeavor.
Yes.
Psychology is the study of the mind and human behavior flowing from those mentalities. So the work of CX is thoughts and perceptions people have towards a company. How can we separate these things?
Right.
So your framework that you bring to that of, hey, let's get into the real psychology of the customer. Let's jump to the end. What are they actually trying to achieve?
Yeah.
And how can we guide them there in a special way that only we can do? Our organization can do this in a special way.
Right.
And that's where you get that loyalty from. I loved your session. Well done.
Oh man, thank you so much. I'm so curious about just, you know, you're doing a lot of things I mean, I see you all over the place, man. I see videos of you showing up all over the place. Like, are you out speaking just like all the time? Like, what is Nate's life like?
Hardly. No, I am honored to represent such a great organization with Arise. This given me a lot of freedom and autonomy to do some really fun stuff. Yesterday, I got to do an incredible workshop with one of the world's largest logistics companies. Their logo is blue. I was ready to go with the right shade of blue. Had a ball teaching that workshop. Flew from Orlando to Atlanta last night. Here doing CX Forum. Next week I get to represent Arise at Call and Contact Center Expo. And week after that, I'm somewhere else that I can't even remember right now. But like I love this community. I see the difference that we're making, Devin. I see it. I see the difference that we, especially us, people like us, CX leaders, can make inside of our organizations. So we've got to light the fire within people. I'm convicted.
Man, I'm fired up. You're getting me more fired up right now.
And so when I have time, I love popping a video out on LinkedIn or something. But Jonathan Shore has recently challenged me very well. You got to do more quick organic video content and just get it out there.
Yeah.
And that's really hard for me to get into video mode. So I'm flattered that you feel like I'm out there, because a lot of times, honestly, I beat myself up so much. Nate, you got to be doing more. You're not doing enough. I have so much guilt. Jenny Dempsey will roll her eyes right now about CX Accelerator. It could be so much more. And I am the bottleneck. Sally Mildred knows. She's done a brilliant job with our brand new resource and is sitting waiting on me to be edited right now. So I always feel like I'm not doing enough. So when I hear that, it just reminds me, I gotta celebrate the things that are happening.
Yeah, man, dude, your stuff is definitely working. You're out there. Everybody's seen it. I love how present you are out there in the space, and I mean, I always look at you as kind of the guy out in front leading the parade, So
it means a lot to me.
I'm in the parade, man. But
yes.
I consider you out in front, man, and you give me energy. You give me the courage to be more vocal about this stuff, and I think that what you're doing is awesome. Keep doing it. Definitely celebrate what you're doing, because it is effective.
Yeah, I mean, and that kind of, it demonstrates how powerful energy and somebody that really cares about their work is such a beacon.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a quote-unquote CX professional.
Right.
If you see somebody that loves their job and they're a true ambassador for an organization, we pause and we look at that person every time. What do they have? What has happened here? Because that's unique.
That's right.
I mean, that's what we're trying to cultivate, is those authentic ambassadors inside the organization, because that more than anything is going to accelerate and amplify our customer experience efforts.
100%, man. I one of the big things that I harp on with folks is making sure that people are in a job function where they feel like they can be passionate about it, where they can come alive. Because you mentioned earlier today, the customer can tell. The customer knows. Yeah. They can feel all of that. They're not, we're all customers in some regard. We can tell when we're somewhere.
The customer is us.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, we know when we're somewhere and like we walk in, you've been to a place before where you walk in and you feel like you can hear their thoughts, like, man, why do they got to shop here?
Oh my goodness.
Like nobody wants to. Gosh. I remember when I was a kid, I was just very. Probably why I wound up in user experience design is I tend to pick up on people's feelings, and that was something that I could feel. I was like, I'm causing them pain by being here. I want to leave, and the business is. I'm sure the business is thinking like, no, don't leave. But I'm like, well, these people don't want me here. Yeah. Why would I be here? And you got to get people in something that they love so that they can share their enthusiasm and get people excited about your product, your service, your brand. And if that's not there, I mean, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
So how are organizations trying to do that? They're trying to compensate. They're trying to do these peripheral, goofy rewards and recognition systems.
Yep.
No, let's foster like real intrinsic motivators. Let's tap into that brand core we were talking about before.
Right.
We get to serve people in this way.
Yes.
This organization is unique and special. You should have some pride about working here. Here's why. Here's what we're doing. And our voice of customer engine, to use that Gene Bliss term, that's what brings it closer to the employees of the organization. And we sit there and we use that VOC mechanism to just beat people over the head and forget about the 90% of what it's there for is to intrinsically motivate towards that service mentality.
That's right.
It's amazing to me how I have to remind myself of that a lot.
That's awesome, man. One of the things that I found in my research, just in creating my message to the business world, because I spend a lot of time. I really kind of target a lot of my content to trying to convince executives that CX is the business strategy. It's not just a business strategy. Yeah. It's if you want to lead your industry, it is the business strategy, and it's not just for gaining employees. It's for gaining customers. It's for motivating your employees. You will gain and motivate the employees that you have. When you have a strong sense of purpose and people feel like their job makes a difference in somebody's life, that voice of customer element, when they're able to see and hear from the customer that what they do matters, people all of a sudden realize, there's a reason I'm here. Yep. It matters to somebody, and I'm going to show up differently because it matters to somebody. They said the stat is that people are 14 times more likely to want to come to work and to give more of themselves if there's a sense of purpose in their work.
I'm surprised it's that low.
Right.
And maybe I am an intrinsically motivated person. Yes. I remember I had a boss one time who said, I am a coin-operated machine. You want to have a conversation with me, put a quarter in.
Wow.
So there are people in the wild like that.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But having that self-awareness, and also I believe that the majority of people, and not to generalize anything, but I do believe younger generations of people are generally more intrinsically motivated.
Yep.
To use that prime to perform quote, money is a weak glue.
Yeah.
Those financial bonuses, those compensation models, those spot rewards with a $20 gift card, fine and well, and they're necessary.
Yep.
And we need the money. But to go way back to Daniel Pink Drive, pay enough to where that's not a distraction.
That's right.
It's not. It's not in their mind.
That's right.
You've enabled them to have the lifestyle that they need to have with their family. Now let's go to work.
Yes.
And let's unlock their work and their desire to work through the right motivation levers.
That's right. That's right, man. I think that one of the things that people who are hiring and trying to build a team need to realize is that people are going to believe as much as you believe, right? Ooh. And if they pick up that you don't believe, no amount of money is going to compensate for that.
Not at all.
No amount of they'll get used to the money and they'll still resent the fact that they don't have a reason to be at work.
And as soon as they get a better paycheck, they're out.
They're gone.
Which will be within 2 years.
That's right.
I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
The gentleman who spoke this morning, the storyteller.
Yeah.
What was his name? It was like Dennis.
Oh my gosh. It's escaping me now.
Unbelievable.
Oh yeah, it was great.
I know Mark recorded that session. We'll have to maybe link to that.
Yes.
When he was talking about his ability to look at a person, you were talking about being an empath.
Yeah.
And having that gift. I'm so jealous of that gift. Because as CX people, that's what we need, is to be able to understand those emotions and that psychology that's going on so that we can awaken people and know what the friction is that's preventing them from really being able to come alive. What is required to restore the circle of psychological safety that would allow you to reach beyond yourself and start to serve outward. That's going to look different for every individual.
That's right.
But he looked into my eyes, and I swear he could see my soul. It was wild.
Man, Dennis was up there just like, I felt like the dude was preaching, man. He wasn't
awesome.
speaking.
And that's a gift I don't have, and that I really wish I did, because it would help me in this work a lot.
Oh man, well, if for you not to have this gift, you seem to be pretty dang good at picking up on what people need, man. So
thank you.
Much respect.
I rely on more intuitive people, and I ask them.
That's smart. I think that, I've noticed, I'm good at picking up on feelings. I'm good at strategy. I am not the best project manager.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
You can out-project me all day out of a paper bag. I can't do it at all.
And I've found that those folks, we work weld together because they want to see something and to get attached to something that is great. They want to be a part of they're not a blank sheet kind of person, right? They're not the kind of person that you give them the blank sheet of paper and they're like ready to go. You give them the blank sheet of the paper and they get stressed out, right? What? But like when you give them the thing, they're like, all right, we can run. This is cool. Let's run. And me and those people work well together. And you always, you're smart at connecting with the people that have skills and abilities in areas where you might not be a 10 in that area. Yeah. But together you guys are 100, right?
Well, yeah. And I think what this demonstrates right here is that you can't do it by yourself.
Dang right.
We got to have good, smart CX teams.
Yep.
And be honest about where your gaps are as a CX leader and pull good, smart people in. I don't care if they've done CX work in the past or not.
Right.
Get the experience that you need, but more than anything, get the mentality that you need.
Yes.
Those people that care about that brand core, that you can motivate to do high quality work with the right intrinsic motivators.
That's right.
You're gonna do something special with that team.
Man, that is absolutely right, and I think that your ability as a manager to, one, keep the customer experience, keep the customer at the center.
Yeah.
Think about who you need to put on the team to be able to deliver what the customer wants, which takes understanding the customer.
Sure.
And then being okay with having people on the team who think differently than you, that might challenge you in ways. I've been challenged before. I have sometimes a tendency of not being able to delegate. I remember one coworker, and if she's watching this, I love you. You're amazing. A former coworker who I asked her to work on a project. We were working on the project together. I was managing the account, but every time that I was in the room, things would stall. And so I got us there, but I didn't realize that it was time for me to leave the room and let her do her thing. And I noticed that everything ran smoothly when I just got out of the way.
Oh, that's so hard though, but yeah.
And bless her soul, she was trying so hard not to just tell me like, get out. But we love working together because we have very complementary skills, and I've gotten to work with her at 3 different companies.
That's awesome.
And it's just a testament to the fact, get great people around you.
Gotta find those folks.
That's the way the magic happens, man. And I tell you what, it's been absolutely magical getting to talk to you, getting to meet you in person, Nate.
Ditto, Devin.
Man, thank you so much for being willing to sit down with me with your busy schedule and all you got going on, man. It's an absolute honor.
It's a huge honor to be here. For just, I guess, a parting word, if I could, real quick.
Absolutely.
Just have fun doing this stuff. Your enthusiasm, your curiosity in this work will spill over. And it will be one of the most infectious things. And think about curiosity in the terms of, instead of me telling you, here's our CX thing, will you buy this? Will you spend money on this? Hey, I've got a theory. I was just looking at this voice of customer data. I wonder if we did this, what might happen? I would love for you to help me in this way. Let's find out what happens here. Experiment.
Yes.
And use curiosity in that way. You'll get so much more buy-in, so much more opportunity to do fascinating things, and it's that experimentation that will help you to innovate and to do really great work in this space. And in my opinion, that's what we need right now as CX professionals. That enthusiasm, that little bit of fun, that curiosity, that experimentation element, that's what's going to help us to make CX stick. Because right now there's a lot of us that are struggling, and we're kind of going through a bit of a bog right now as a profession, some would say, and there's some research to back that up. Fly out of it.
Yeah.
Just fly out of it and bring others out of that bog with you, transcend the bog, and do something really fun and exciting, because remember, this work is too important to fail. We're making people's lives better and easier. We're the ones who make the brand core come to life, and we can't not do this work well. It's too darn important to fail. Find a way, folks. You can do it.
Man, how can you not go back to what you do fired up after listening to that? Man, Nate, you are the man. Dude, it has been so awesome chatting with you. Folks, follow Nate on LinkedIn, Nate Brown. And if you're in the CX world, be sure to join the CX Accelerator. I'm in there. It's a great resource. Hope to see you there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Folks, what a great conversation with Nate Brown. I'm so glad he was willing to sit down with me at CX Forums, and I am really happy to now be connected to him and have had the chance to meet him in person. If you haven't already, go and follow him on LinkedIn, Nate Brown. Go and find his podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast, the Experience Matters podcast with Nate Brown. It's a great show, and I know you'll enjoy listening to it. And folks, you can find me on LinkedIn, Devin Smith. Check me out online at devinwsmith.com. And until next time, keep outserving your competition on your relentless pursuit to become an experience leader. Catch you in the next one.